What is up, everybody? It is a hot day down here in Florida, and we are going to talk about a lot of running back contract news and possibly even some dangerous stuff in the Colts area. So, with that, let's get to it. We have Zeke and Melvin Gordon still holding out, man. We have these guys still holding out for their contract extensions. Bigger money, bigger time, bigger problems. For us in the fantasy football community trying to figure this stuff out, I mean, for them, go ahead, get themselves paid. Owners, pay the dudes if you can afford them. And let's get this stuff rolling. So we got a whole plethora of people to choose from without all these question marks. The question marks is what kills us as fantasy owners. And with me, the way I'm going to roll through with you guys being at the 4th pick, I'm going to go through with, my whole season with you guys. It's a big decision for me now, right? Because I thought Zeke was already going to be gone, but now Zeke might be there if the contract talks are there. Do I take the gamble on Zeke? Do I not? I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm also seeing, too, I keep doing my mock drafts. I post them up on my Instagram at Fantasy Football Conqueror, or Fantasy Conqueror. I don't remember which one. It's one of the two, depending on what the character limitations are. But either way, I've been noticing that the drafts for like Gurley, Bell, those guys have moved up, to like the 5-6 spot, and David Johnson slid back to like the 10th. So I'm thinking now I've got, Zeke back on the 3rd or 4th, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, if I'm staring down the lines at pick number 4, let's say that because of the Zeke news that Zeke's been pulled back, right? Let's say he's at the 4 spot. All right, you got CMC, Kamara, Barkley taken. And I'm sitting there, you're at 4. All right, here you are, number 4. Zeke is there, still has contract questions. Bell is there. Gurley is there. David Johnson is there. And then you got Melvin Gordon coming along, who also has, a contract dispute. His probably won't get resolved. I bet Zeke does get resolved. Or at least that's just my hopeful thinking that he gets resolved, because I'm probably going to end up snagging Christian McCaffrey at number 4 if available. I know the guy picking number 2 in my league is a Cowboys fan, and he might take the gamble on Zeke, but we'll see about that. But if Zeke is there, I almost feel like I have to take him. But do I just say, hey, Zeke's not worth it? Maybe let's say he sits out 2 games. Is a 14-game season of Zeke the same as a 16 of Gurley or a 16 of Bell? Gosh, I have no idea. It is very, very, it's a very interesting situation. It's very interesting. You have these guys with these question marks at I think it's unique, actually, that these top 5 guys or 6 guys maybe even have so many question marks. 2 with contracts, 2 with like just changing of teams and injury, and just there's a lot of question marks in these big guys. Like, so your top 3 are your main guys, and then from there's so many question marks, and you could dissect it any way you want. So it is a tough decision. It's something we're gonna have to keep monitoring, guys, up until your draft. If I'm drafting today, I'm still drafting Zeke number 1 overall. He's my top guy. Or if I got the number 1 pick, I'm probably going Saquon. But if I got number 2, then I'm going Zeke. But if I'm getting closer, my draft is August 28th. If I get close to that number, and he still hasn't decided, man, I'm hoping I can maybe get him in the 2nd round, which is probably unlikely. The guy at the turn would probably take a chance on him. I would if I'm in the 10th to 12th pick. I'm taking Zeke. Ain't even a question at that point. You're getting such good value, even if he misses 2 games. Then, let's see, what else we got? We got Andrew Luck, man, with his calf injury. So we got Devontae Foreman, or Dante Foreman, maybe I hosed up his name there, but Foreman from the Texans came in, and they traded him to Indy. And trading him to Indy, guys kind of studly from what I've heard. I've seen very little from him, but because of his injuries and such. But they got rid of him for his work ethic. work ethic. And then you got, so Lamar Miller's all alone there in Houston. So that guy's probably going to eat. I mean, he's been eating, you know, his entire time because, you know, everybody's always been injured. Then you've got, you know, Andrew Luck's calf injury. That's a big concern. So you got to look at Andrew Luck's calf injury. That's going to affect the whole offense. If that offense ain't moving, then the running backs ain't going anywhere. T.Y. Hilton has to come down. Marlon Mack's got to drop. Naeem Hines, I think, or whatever. Foreman. I mean, all these guys got to drop because if Luck's not behind the helm, I mean, then that's it. I mean, he's been dealing with a calf injury for a couple months now, which is concerning that it's not done. And then you got Antonio Brown. If you have not seen his foot blisters, if you're squeamish, I wouldn't look. But if you're not squeamish, go ahead and take a look. It's pretty gross. But he's dealing with that. I mean, so there's a lot of question marks on a lot of solid guys, you know. You got your T.Y. Hilton, Gurley, Bell, Melvin Gordon, Zeke, there are so many. Antonio Brown, David Johnson. I mean, you can listen to A.J. Green. I just keep going down the list of these studs that, I mean, literally could end up being on your team in the second round, third round, even some. I think AJ is going in like almost the fourth round now. And if these guys turn this around and, you know, 3-4 games in, like, typically, I don't worry about the first 4 games of the season. I honestly almost lose all of them. I mean, if any game in the first 4 weeks that I win, I find as a bonus, because a lot of the times I'm still trying to figure out my team, who's going to be starting where, what these players are actually doing, who's performing well. So your first 4 weeks, crapshoot. I don't even care about the first 4 weeks. Obviously, I'd rather win them than lose them. But the first 4 weeks is what you're, you know, really going to be looking at, not worrying about at all. And so if you can go through the first 4 weeks, and next thing you know, week 5 comes around, even if you're 0-4, and you've got all of a sudden AJ Green comes on, you had Zeke on your team signed, you know, maybe somehow you got Antonio Brown and he's back from foot blister time, and then you've got, let's see, on the second turnaround there, you've got Dalvin Cook. And those 4 guys are just feasting. I mean, you've got like what could potentially be 4 first-rounders on your team. I mean, it's almost unfair. It'd be like a super team, mega team. That's how you conquer everything. But that is also a lot of risk you hold on those players too. So we'll keep that in mind. We're going to keep monitoring this stuff going forward, guys. But if you like, comment, subscribe, share. So let me know what you guys think. Is there anybody you guys see going later in the rounds that you take a gamble on? Would you take a gamble on a Gurley or a Bell at pick number 4? Or would you rather have Zeke with the contract talks? Who would you guys actually go with? Let me know. I'm interested to see. I mean, I'm always trying to get more intel, trying to figure out other people's thoughts on things. So that's the best way to learn, and best way to, you know, pick up other people's perspectives. So I appreciate it, guys, and I will chat with y'all.